this is our entire family.
Dee Ziegert is proud to show off her family, especially her 5 grandchildren. But as with everything in these last 25 years, someone is missing.
And of course, can't leave one out. So our Lisa's here too. And that's our family. It's a little world created by love.
Dee Ziegert volunteers at church. She loves to scrapbook and garden. She adores her family and has a smile on her face. But she's been living with unimaginable grief ever since the brutal kidnapping, rape, and murder of her daughter Lisa in 1992. The 24-year-old teacher's assistant was working at a card shop in Agawam when she was abducted. A massive search ensued in the following days with vigils and hope, but Lisa's body was found April 19th, Easter Sunday, in a wooded area a few miles away.
Lisa was our smiley girl. She had this beautiful, gorgeous smile and bright blue eyes and a giggle that would send you off. If she was laughing, you laughed too. It's such a fine line we walk. We do. We walk a fine line of joy. I don't know whether I have ever laughed as fully since she's gone.
Compounding the grief all of these years were the questions. Who did this to Lisa and why? In September, detectives were able to give Dee and her family some answers.
Today, I am informing the public that the search for Lisa's assailant is over.
Hamden District Attorney Anthony Gallooni announced the arrest of Gary Schara from West Springfield. The 48-year-old is charged with the murder, rape, and kidnapping of Lisa Ziegert.
DNA testing and analysis has confirmed the identity of Lisa's killer.
Advances in DNA technology helped lead to the arrest of Schara, who detectives say flew under the radar all of these years. In September of 2016, the DA released a new composite sketch of a suspect. It was created by using a new technique called DNA phenotyping. But Schara's DNA was not in the system. Gallooni says his office refocused the investigation and narrowed down a list of persons of interest developed through the years whose DNA was not in any databases. State troopers and detectives from Agawam PD began to make contact with people on the list.
On the evening of Wednesday, September 13th, as a part of this effort, Massachusetts State Police troopers attempted to notify Schara about this process, but he was not home and a message was left with someone there. On the following day, an individual close to Schara contacted the Massachusetts State Police with information concerning Schara's involvement in the murder of Lisa Ziegert. This individual provided the state police handwritten documents, purportedly from and by Gary Schara, in which he admits to the abduction, rape, and murder of Lisa Ziegert.
Investigators say Schara attempted to commit suicide before he was located in Connecticut. Schara has denied all of the charges. Gallooni is the 3rd district attorney involved in this case.
This is the case of the century in Western Massachusetts. It was just so tragic and so emotional, and it really captivated Agawam and I think all of Western Massachusetts because Lisa was so special and there were no answers.
Chris Wilcox is the captain of the Hamden County State Police Detective Unit. He says Agawam Detective Mark Pfau and Trooper Noah Pack were instrumental in tracking Schara down. Detective Pfau responded to the scene back in 1992 when Lisa Ziegert was first reported missing. Trooper Pack was just a kid back then. He was also new to the office when he was assigned to the Ziegert case.
Very little direction. He worked the case. And as a matter of fact, I can remember last September him texting me saying, "Sir, I'm gonna solve this case. That's all I think about."
With this development 25 years after the murder of Lisa Ziegert, this case offers hope to other families who are waiting for answers in unsolved cases. A year after Lisa was murdered, 10-year-old Holly Peranian was kidnapped in Sturbridge. Her body was found a few months later. Then there's the case of Molly Bish. The 16-year-old lifeguard disappeared from a pond in Warren in 2000. Her remains were found 3 years later. Dee Ziegert has become close to Molly's mother, Maggie.
Maggie called after they got the news. And was so happy, and she said, it gives us hope. It gives us hope. And the Peranians as well. It gives them hope that this, after 25 and a half years, can be solved.
Ziegert says she's so grateful for the hard work of investigators who never gave up. But she says the news brought her right back to the beginning.
It's like the weight that you carried for all those months until it lessened enough so you could take a full breath came right back. It's a wonderful thing. I'm grateful. I'm thankful this person is off the street. I'm grateful and thankful to all the law enforcement officers and departments through the years who have brought us to this point. But Lisa's still gone. This little one here is from her godmother.
If you look around the Ziegert's house, there are angels everywhere.
But the angels have always been something that you've kept since...
Since it started in the beginning, people associated Lisa as an angel, as she is.
Dee Ziegert credits her faith for sustaining her and her family all of these years. Every Sunday after Mass at Sacred Heart in Feeding Hills, she and her husband visit the cemetery located across the street. She says she lives for her husband, her children and grandchildren, who bring her great joy. But she says grief is just a part of her life.
There's more joy in remembering her, physical joy, in the funny things that she did and sharing them, and the wonderful things that she did. But there will always be a piece that says, oh my God, she's gone. Why can't she be here? She's my little girl.
Reporting for Connecting Point, I'm Carolee McGrath.